Hi guys, today we are going to attempt to repair a monitor. This is a monitor from my neighbor, and he claims that this monitor was working fine until a few weeks ago, that he noticed that it takes longer and longer to the monitor to be turned on. So he said that at the beginning it was like a few seconds, it had a delay to turn on, and gradually over time it takes like between a few minutes, and now he claims that the monitor takes like 1 hour to turn on. But I don't believe that. I'm going to test the monitor and see what could be wrong. And my best guess would be there's a let's say a bad capacitor or a damaged capacitor inside. Okay, I have connected the monitor, but the first thing I have to tell you is that it produces a very strange noise. So and it's particularly, I think it's from some transformers or something else. I just saw the LEDs were flashing. Okay. I think it tries to turn on. Or it could be a problem of the backlight. So we have to see. I'm waiting to see if the monitor is even going to be turned on or not. I can see the screen is flashing. Maybe you are not capturing it on the camera because the lighting in my room is not very good. But I can see the monitor is definitely flashing and trying to turn on itself. So I'm gonna wait and see how long it will take. It's almost like 1 minute now, and I will come back to you whenever the monitor was turning on. Okay, I have waited like 10 minutes and nothing happened. So I guess there's something seriously broken inside, possibly a capacitor in the power supply. Okay, here's the monitor, and I'm going to try to open it. So the first thing is I have put something. This was a cover from my own monitor, so I'm going to use it. So when I'm putting it back, it doesn't damage the screen. And the first thing is gonna be the first thing I have to do is to get rid of the stand. I don't know how, but I'm gonna try. Looks like two levers here. Okay, the base is going down and coming off, and then we have this thing here, but I have no idea how to remove it. Can't see anything useful here. There's one screw here. There's one screw right here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I need a very short screwdriver to access this screw. So I have to see if I have one in my toolbox. So gonna check for that first. Well, actually I found it that I can there was two screws in these two holes. So what I did, just unscrewed that here, I mean here on the stand. These two screws I have unscrewed them, and I think I can pull out this base for the stand. Okay, easy. Now let's open the monitor with another screwdriver. Okay. And now there are two more screws down here. Okay. Now I don't see any more screws. So I guess I have to crack the bezel from somewhere here and see what will happen. Okay, this is the main connection. There's a fuse here. There are some capacitors. I think I found the budgie capacitors. These capacitors are all, I think all of them have been raised and up, but not in a point that it cracks the top of the capacitor open. So there are for sure some budgie capacitors here. I can see the these main capacitors here. The filter caps have some sort of raised, but the top is still intact. But they certainly have some pressure inside that made them to pop up, but not that much that the liquid come out. Because I'm comparing it with some other capacitors, this one looks completely flat on the top. But these ones, let me try. These ones are certainly, I would tell that they are raised up. So I think they are the one that need to be repaired. So I have to see the values and order them and replace them and see if it's gonna work or not. And this is the mains capacitor. This was quite the huge one, and I think it's also okay. I don't see any problems with this. Usually, sorry. Okay, so this is the mains connector. This is the mains connector, and you can see this is the main transformer, and this white line separates the secondary and the primary side of the board. So this is the primary side that gets the 220 volts from this side, and this white line indicates that this is belong to the mains, and this side is the DC one. I mean the lower voltage that's going to be converted to DC using this circuitry here, these transistors, their power MOSFETs, and this huge resistor. So, and I can tell that these two capacitors are definitely the ones that should be replaced. And the main filter cap here seems to be intact, and I can't see any problems with it. They are usually, if they're going to use some cheap capacitors, they're going to use it on the secondary side, and this is what we are seeing here, because these capacitors are certainly damaged. But this one, I think it's from a good brand, Felon. I think it's a good capacitor and it's intact. It's rated for 450 volts, 120 microfarad, and I don't think that we need to replace that. But the capacitors that are damaged are this 16 volt, 1000 microfarad, and the same here. So two of these capacitors should be replaced. Two 16 volt, 1000 microfarads. Okay, guys, I'm trying to remove the bad capacitors from the board and then replace them with some new ones I got. and you can see the process here. First of all, I'm gonna use some flux because this thing is quite old, and there's a possibility that it's oxidized. So to make the process easier, I'm just going to use some flux on the pins that I want to remove using my desolderer. Using this one. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Maybe we can see it better from this angle. Okay, this was right here. Sorry for the bad camera angle. This is 2 pins. I'm just going to remove them. So I think they should come up now. Yes. And you can tell the capacitors that are damaged. You can see if this can work. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that it's a bit risen on the top. Looks like the liquid or electrolyte was trying to escape the top, so it's got budged. And if you compare it to a new capacitor, you can see the top is quite flat, and that's a good way to tell a damaged capacitor from a normal, a good one. So the capacitors that I got are not compatible with the other ones. I mean, the damaged capacitors were rated for 16 volt. This is 1000 microfarad, 16 volt, and the one I got is 1000 microfarad, but it's rated for 20 volt, 25 volts, so it's quite a bit larger. So I see if I can put them inside, and if not, then I have to well, at least the legs or the legs are compatible, but it's a little bit larger, so I think it's gonna be okay if I can put 2 of them next to each other. Yeah, I think they can be fit, so I'm going to solder them and see what will happen. Okay, now I'm ready to solder the new capacitors in the place, and it should be easy. There's one. I just have to cut the legs. Can't find my cutter. So this one was this big capacitor. Now I'm going to put the next one. Then I'm going to bend the lead so it will be can hold it in place while I'm trying to solder it. Then after that I will put some glue on it so they don't move or shake or anything. Oh. There's another bad capacitor, but unfortunately I couldn't find the exact same rating. This one is 330 microfarad and rated for 335 volts. But what I could find was 220 microfarad and it's rated for 63 volts. So from the voltage rating it's no problem, but this one has a less capacitance. I'm going to change it anyway. I don't think that it's gonna make a problem. I mean, come on, it's 330 and 220 is almost the same. It's not a filtering, it's not a filter for the waveform, so it's not gonna make any problems. So I'm gonna to remove the other one also. Again, I'm going to use some flux on this one also. Okay, replace that one and going to solder it. And just a tip: when you are soldering the capacitors, be careful of the ground side and the positive side. It is very important in electrolyte capacitors. If you do it wrong, they're gonna blow up. Okay, this is also done. I'm going to put everything back in place and give it a go, see if it's working now. So just wait a little bit then. Okay guys, good news, the monitor is ready and it's working pretty fine, no problem with it, and I think my neighbor is gonna be happy. He has just recovered his monitor, and I hope that you have learned something from this video, and if you have a broken monitor somewhere, you can try to repair it, and maybe, hey, I just hope that you learned something. So thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.